Guys, welcome back to the WRECTO-1. This is just going to be a quick little status update on the car. As you can tell, it's driving for the first time in about a month. If you saw the last couple videos, we drove around on Halloween, and I just made a quick little montage video of some of like the best of moments. I didn't really want to film a whole produced video, and I still don't. I don't really like making those, to be honest with you. But I'll just give you a little update on what's been going on with the car lately. So we're in a completely different location, different city. I brought it to a friend's house to get some mechanical work done. We were going to try to do some of the body work, but he's getting a little busy with work and doesn't have the time to let me come over as much. So I'm going to bring it to a different friend's house. We're going to try to get some of that body work done, some metal stuff done there. But we have dealt with a lot in the last month on this car. It took a month of it just sitting around at a transmission shop, them not doing anything on it, to the point where they're actually blaming the car for messing the transmission up and having electrical faults. Basically, it still wasn't using fourth gear. It never really was, ever since we messed it up in Fort Worth. I didn't film it, whatever. Drove it around a lot, got it overheated, burnt some clutches up, it lost reverse, lost third, and so got it rebuilt, and it got reverse back, but it still never had fourth. Took it to the shop. Sorry about the noise, by the way. There's still a lot of loose metal on the car. Long story short, that's what that is. So long story short, there was, I believe the valve body wasn't able to develop enough pressure. It had some long-term wear in the third and fourth gear area that caused it to not get anywhere close to enough pressure to go into fourth. They found that out afterwards, but they sent it to me saying, look, it's probably some electrical problem. We diagnosed it, found that there's absolutely nothing wrong electrically with the car. And I actually bought a 2002 Silverado off of Marketplace with, I don't know, 250,000 something miles on it, just because of the transmission. Swapped the transmission, got the ecto working for Halloween, and sent the truck to the transmission shop with the bad transmission in it. Then, then they were able to figure out, all right, it's got some valve body problems, whatever. But long story short, now it finally has 1, 2, 3, 4 at the exact right times. And I'll show you. I'll go ahead and get up on this road so you can see. First or second. I think it's second. Oh, maybe third. Yeah, so it works. It's amazing. It actually goes through the gears. I might need to fine tune the time a little bit. I think the gearing's off. The gear ratio needs to be tuners. Other than that, this thing's running like a dime. It's amazing. It didn't give me a single issue on Halloween other than it breaking down. I should preface, it broke down because so the header melted the starter cable, because when I put the starter back in, I put the cable up right by the header by mistake. I didn't route it right, and so it got too hot and melted, and it broke down going on a major road just like this one, and it was really scary. But thankfully, we were able to push it off, found the issue pretty quickly. It didn't fry anything electrically, all good. And now, it just cruises, man. It's amazing. I had to fight it in Fort Worth, but it has not fought me a single bit since. Granted, I've only put 20, 30 miles on it since it worked, but now it's really good. So I'll go through some of the things we did and what we still need to do. We fixed the transmission, basically took it out, swapped it, so did 2 removals and 2 installs. We fixed a misfire that it had. I think it was an injector, so it doesn't have any misfires anymore. Dialed in the tune just a little bit. I didn't really do that much on that, to be honest with you. But we did some electrical fixes. with the top end stuff that I did. I've still got a lot more to fix, but just kind of made it work a little bit better. I actually found some screen accurate plugs, little twist plugs that they used on the real light bars on the real Ecto in 1984, and they're readily available right now, like in 4746, something like that. There's a male and a female version, and they just plug in. And the way I did it before was really janky. This is a lot better. So I got to do that on both. I only did it on the front one. Got a lot of electrical things to go through. Cable management stuff. I got a lot of rust to fix in the back. I'm planning on doing the 59 fins next. As soon as I can get the time to cut it apart and leave it immobile for a couple weeks, throw the fenders on, throw the rockers on, get all that metal work done, then it'll be really dialed in. But right now, we got to worry about brakes. The front brakes have kind of started to warp and wobble with uneven brake pressure. We got to deal with that. It kind of steers uneven. It kind of goes to left and right, and I don't know if that's my alignment or what. I don't think I can do much about the steering, because that really only matters if you're going like 60, and I don't really like going that fast in this car. The next step on this car will probably be fixing the brakes, honestly. I got to take the fronts off, get them redone, and the back have never worked. The rear axle, the drums are pressed together, and so in order to get the drums, you know, to actually mesh with the shoes and everything, you got to pull the whole kit and caboodle out. The whole axle, it's not the axle, is that the axle rod? I don't remember. Whatever the thing's called. You got to take the whole assembly out at once. It's really annoying, and it's really hard too, especially if it's been on for 60 years like this one. I don't think the brakes, I know they haven't been serviced since 1980, and so they've been on at least 40 years. They're not going to come off without a fight. Curious if I'll be able to get them off. We'll see. I do want rear brakes though, because I still never have had rear brakes. It's only front. That's on the docket. Gunner seats on the docket. I know I lied about that like a year ago for like a clickbait video. I am actually going to do that. I just had to figure out how to do it mechanically. I've gotten it figured out now. Now I just need to actually figure out exactly what steel I'm going to use, what motors I'm going to use, what pneumatic actuators, like what hydraulic pistons I'm going to use. Got to figure all that out, because I figure out the mechanicals, like the arms, but I can figure out the motors and the actuation, like how fast I can get it out. I got to figure all that out. That's on the docket. Flipping the rear door to make it a gunner seat door is on the docket. Basically, I've got fun stuff to do. Like I got the dessert and the vegetables. I got to do both. And I don't know, I got to do the brakes on the first, but you can expect to see all this stuff pretty soon.